Good morning, everybody. It is time to make some breakfast steak omelette. So delicious and pretty quick to make. So, if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. So, this portion is going to be for 4 people, 1 egg per person, half an onion, thinly sliced, some greens for decorations on top, bell pepper, juicy pepper, and some meat. This is carne asada, which is kind of like skirt steak. I got it at Ralph's, and this is half a pound, and it will be perfect for 4 people. Cheese, any cheese you have at home. I prefer mozzarella because it melts easier. You're gonna press down on your peppers and slice them thinly, so everyone gets a little bit, and it cooks faster. And this is the perfect time to snatch up and eat one. Dump those onions on a hot pan with a little bit of olive oil, and right on top, the pepper, because you want it to cook at the same time. The pepper is gonna be soft and juicy, but the skin is still gonna be a little bit crispy. So just on low heat because I do not want anything to burn. And this already smells so good. So if your family sleeping, they will definitely be waking up after this. On your work surface, make sure you put down a plastic wrapper, like the sandwich wrapper, or if you prefer, you can use a Ziploc. We're gonna beat this meat because usually this kind of meat is very chewy. And I know this is gonna sound funny, but it is not. Old people, if you're making this for elderly people, make sure you beat the heck out of this meat, because if the meat is tough and chewy, those dentures they will be coming out, and it can be quite embarrassing. But so make sure you beat this up both sides. Just hammer it as much as you can for about like 4 to 6 minutes on both sides, flipping it through, and it should be tender and soft. So just breaking down those muscles. Cow meat is usually harder than chicken because they move a lot, so their muscles are a little bit stronger. That is why some of the parts are chewier. And we're gonna cut these up in thin slices. Yeah, as thin as you can. And about like that. That is a perfect size. And you're gonna cut every single one up. And then we can add our spices. And that's where you can get a little bit creative. I'm starting with salt as much as you prefer. I like mine saltier. And then smoked paprika of this, I'm gonna add half of a tablespoon. And then garlic powder. Why are we adding garlic powder instead of fresh garlic? Because fresh garlic will burn and it will be bitter. So whenever you're marinating, use powder. Fresh garlic is for when you're adding it at the end, so it doesn't burn. The pepper and onion looks really good, so I'm gonna put this aside in a bowl. And then I'm gonna keep adding stuff to my meat. This is mustard seed powder. You can just add a little bit of regular mustard, or you can skip this, but I like the little acidity that it gives. And then turmeric, half teaspoon, not too much. Turmeric is very healthy. And then majoram, this also not too much because I don't want it to burn. You just eyeball it however much you think is enough for you. And the black pepper, don't be shy on the black pepper. It's gonna make it nice. And then also, if you want, not a must, but this is harissa. It is a Middle Eastern spicy paste. This one is kind of hot, so I'm adding a little bit of bloop on there, and then mix it all together. First, I like to start with the spoon so the spices don't stick to my hand, and this way it will start to absorbing it. And then once it looks like it's all absorbed, I can get in there with my hands. And don't be shy, Make sure those spices are everywhere. Spread it out evenly. And then let that sit for 10-15 minutes, and then on hot pan, sizzling oil, dump it, and quickly on high heat, make sure the outside is cooked. So the outside has to cook very quickly. That way it will seal up the juiciness of the meat. And then we can turn it down a little bit and just let it cook on the inside for a couple of minutes. This meat is thin, so it will cook very fast. And it is also the reason why you do not need to marinate it for more than 15 minutes. Okay, so a couple of minutes later, it is done. Now on a clean pan, put on 1 scrambled egg. You might be wondering why just 1. It doesn't sound like a lot, but personal experience, if you add more than 1, you will not be able to fold it, or it will break in the middle. So 1 is perfect for 1 person. You have to make it thin. That way you can fold it when there are things inside. I'm gonna put the meat down on half of it, on half of my egg, and then the cheese on top. Look at that. So this cheese will start melting, and on top of that, look at those caramelized onion and pepper. Ooh, looks so good. Visually looks so good. And then carefully, very carefully, flip that over. If your cheese is still not melted, put a lid on it and let the heat melt it. And there you go. Your steak omelette breakfast is ready. It was quick. It was easy. Relatively cheap. For, I think the meat was like $6, and then we can feed 4 people with it, and then 4 eggs and the pepper and onion. Cheap, quick, delicious, and you can get very creative. I hope you like this video. If you want to see more, make sure to check out the playlist Cooking with Bones. I will see you guys in the next video. Bon appetit!